Happy Pride Month, everybody. This is the Sliders Review. I'm here today to talk to you about Requiem, the 2021 indie short film. So, this is described as a historical horror movie, but there's no real horror element to there. There's no slasher, there's no monster, there's no demonic thing. It's just old-timey Puritan type stuff where they accuse people of being witches. So the year is 1605, set in England. And this short, which is about 22 or 20 minutes long, it stars that of Bella Ramsey. Now, I'm a huge Bella Ramsey fan. It all started when she was in The Worst Witch, which caused me to watch the older Worst Witch series and just fall in love with that as well. And then the last season of The Worst Witch, she just quit acting and stuff like that. But then she shortly reappeared and has been acting ever since. And now she stars in This Is Us. I'm a huge fan. I'm always happy to see her and stuff. And I'm glad she returned to acting. And so this video you can actually find on YouTube. It was presented by the National Film and Television School. And so they uploaded it on YouTube. And I believe it still should be up there. I don't think they took it down. And you can watch it. Like I said, it's really short. I wish it was longer. Because it's so short, they have to like rush through some stuff, chop up a bunch of stuff, and it can feel a bit distorted at times, but you get the general message and what they're talking about. And so, of course, this is back in them old Puritan days where anything you do can be like considered like an act against God. Especially this was during the witch trials and everything. And that was a terrible time in both England and in American history. And so you can get accused of being a witch by any person who just does not like you. If you sneeze wrong, you will be accused of being a witch. If, like, you set a campfire and all of a sudden the flames just go straight up in the air because you put too much kindling on it, oh, you must be a witch and everything. And so, of course, their trials are the dumbest thing ever. They're like, all right, if you can survive drowning or survive burning or survive this and that, then I guess God will save you in heaven or some crap like that. But if you're a witch and whatever, you'll die and burn and blah, 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 and all this other crap. Everybody who got tested died. So after a while, they kind of realized, hey, this is kind of stupid. And like some of these people who are actually good, who they don't think are witches and stuff, probably aren't. And then they didn't see no magical powers and people flying on broomsticks and all this other crap. Seriously, people was nuts back then, and they always assorted everything back to religion, which is why they did what they did and everything. But it was also mostly because they were just trying to get rid of people they didn't like and people who were poor. So that was like, to exterminate the poor people and everything. Then that's one thing they did, was accuse them of being witches, because they know no matter what, you won't survive the trial and everything. And so, but this does more than just depict that of like the witch trials. This is about a young couple of lesbians. And they have a secret romance, because of course back in those days that was not allowed, because that was against the eyes of God. And they talking about how like you're like disgusting and all this other crap. So that was a big no-no back in those days. And so like if you got accused of that, they will either like throw you in jail, kill you, or try to convert you or something like that. So the film was directed by M.J. Gilbertson. So the film was written by Laura Jane Turnbridge. The film was produced by Michelle Broadrum. And so, like, the director said that, like, one of the key things that people need to remember is don't forget your history. Because, like, the lessons that are learned in the past can help you tackle the future and things like systemic prejudice and stuff like that. Because what people went through back in those days when it comes to the LGBT is very much still happening in today's world. It's a whole lot more better than what it was in the past, but it still lingers around. I mean, heck, let's not forget what happened during that Bud Light commercial. They had one transgender woman drinking a beer, and people like Kid Rock and most of, like, toxic men around, like, the country just went like crazy in the head and started, like, this like movement of, oh, let's not, like, drink Bud Light because they cater to trans people and blah 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 blah. And it's kind of like, if they really had a brain, which Kid Rock does not, then they would know that people of all different shapes, sizes, genders, sexualities drink beer. Men drink beer. Women drink beer. Straight people drink beer. The LGBT community drinks beer. White people, black people, Hispanic people. It does not matter. But now, all of a sudden, because of that one commercial, now all of a sudden they realize, oh, other people drink beer other than like us and stuff. And it was just stupid, 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 stupid. So like I said before, this stars that of Bella Ramsey. And so it also stars that of Sophia Oakley-Green. And I don't know about Sophia, but I know that Bella is part of the LGBT community. She is non-binary. And yes, I can say she because she says she doesn't care if you call her she, they, them, like whatever. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, she even goes as far as to wear, like, which I never heard of this before until recently, when she was talking about it, she wears, like, what is it called? Like a transgender corset or something like that, to hide her, like, and stuff. Now, I know back in them old days, like the cowboy days and stuff like that, women who were like that would just put like wraps around their boobs and stuff like that, to hide it. And because you see, like, there's a couple of like Western shows that are like that. Strange Empires, like that, they had a person like that. And also maybe the third season of Salem had that. And so, like, in this short film, Bella plays a character named Evelyn. I can't talk. So in this short film, Bella plays a character named Evelyn. And Evelyn is the daughter of a minister. And this minister is very stern. Basically, if you don't like attend church, if you don't agree with the way he does his witch trials, this and that, he will get angry. Because you know how people were back then, especially men, is their way or no way at all. And, if you didn't attend church or this and that, you will be in trouble. And not only that, but they get upset when you don't attend, like, killing somebody, like executing somebody and stuff, especially if they're on trial for being a witch. Her best friend is Mary. And like I said before, her and Mary have feelings for each other. But Evelyn won't allow Mary to go forward with those feelings. Mary wants to be out in the open, where Evelyn wants to keep it hidden, and keep it hidden for good reason, because her father is a minister. Plus, it was considered a sin back then. And so they do get into it a little bit about the whole, oh, keep this secret, this and that. And, but when they're at church, Evelyn tries to like touch her pinky with her pinky and stuff like that, only for her to resist. And there's been a couple of times where they've been so close to each other, like where they'll be outside playing and they'll just like look at each other deeply in the eyes, or one would be kind of mounted, kind of like hovering over another person. But no matter what, Evelyn just won't let her, like, continue with that. And so Evelyn is betrothed to be married to Minister Shorter's son. And she does not want to at all. She tells her father basically she's too young, she's not even a woman yet. And of course, we know the real reason why she doesn't want to marry him. And, arranged marriages, man, like, I don't understand that crap. And so I think, of course, now in England, the age of consent is 16. Blech. Can't it be 18 like an adult, like in America? Anyway, it's 16. And I don't know what it was like back in the age of consent back then. So if she was barely a woman, she's like really young, teenager wise, probably no more than 13, 14 or something like that. But his father's a pastor, and they want their family to be one big, strong Christian like unity and stuff like that. And so there's a woman named Agnes or something like that, and she's been accused, or Abigail, something like that, and she's been accused of being a witch. She gets burnt at the stake, and we see these women burying her. And so on the night that like they're supposed to be married, Evelyn and actually before they're supposed to be married, Mary wishes she could marry that of like Evelyn. So she like makes a little ring out of like straw and like stuff like that. But on the night of their marriage, because do get married, Evelyn and that dude, they're supposed to consummate their marriage by doing that while sleeping in the bed. Now, one thing I've never seen before in no historical show is that they put like a wooden board between the husband and the wife. I've never seen that before, so that is fascinating. When he tries to put the moves on her, Bella, boy, she just turned around like so fast and looked terrified. But when he goes to sleep, this is when she decides she's going to embrace who she is and actually consummate with somebody she does like. So Mary lives like in this barn, and so she goes there and they do it. And when they wake up in the morning, Evelyn has kind of like a change of heart. She's all like, this will never happen again, this is wrong. She fears what might happen to them, and she probably is listening to like her father and other people too much, the way it's starting to get in her head, the way she might think it's wrong. Well, when she leaves and everything, all of a sudden she sees the father, Minister Shorter, and he's pissed, arguing with her father, talking about your daughter has like betrayed my son. She left in the middle of the night and blah blah blah. This is a betrayal and blah blah blah, stuff like that. So she's hiding, not wanting to be seen, but here comes Mary shouting her name, and both minister fathers sees both girls outside with their nightgowns on. So they starting to speculate. Now, Evelyn decides to do something very ballsy. When they are caught by both ministers and stuff, Evelyn decides to hold that of Mary's hand and says that, she cares for this girl. Now, Evelyn's father has already speculated that she might be like a lesbian, but, because she's always hanging out with Mary way too much and they kind of stare at each other too much. But now this is just further confirmation. So what does Minister Shorter do? He basically believes Mary is a witch and has bewitched that of Evelyn's mind. So sadly, Mary is burnt at the stake, and Evelyn cannot contain her anger, frustration, and her grievances and stuff. And she just breaks down and crying. But then after that, she just becomes like enraged and walks off and everything. Then we start to see something really interesting. Then those women who buried that other lady accused of being a witch, they take Evelyn and they cremate that of Mary's body. And they do it in the barn. And so they allow the fire to not only engulf that of Mary's body, but the entire barn in which, Evelyn and Mary did it. Then we see something Evelyn do that's quite interesting, and you have to remember what period of time that you are in. Evelyn decides she's going to take down her hair. This is a big no-no for women because women had to wear their hair up at all times. They were not allowed to wear it down. I'm not exactly sure the reason for that, but I do know that in Canada, when a girl turned into a woman, she was allowed to like wear her hair up as opposed to like pigtails or down and stuff like that. So it probably has to do with some kind of religious type thing that they enforced on women. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention, another way they found out that Mary and Evelyn was together, fix. So this was a really sad, tragic, story. I wish it could have been longer. I wish it could have been like a full movie or like a television show or like a mini series, just like something. Cause it could have been so much more you could have got from this. Cause like it's so short and they have to rush through things. You feel it, but you could really feel it more if it was a bit longer, you know what I'm saying? And like I said before, it's really sad how people treat people that they don't understand or don't want to understand. And people always want to judge people by the way they look or the way they dress or who they want to be with. It is truly like disgusting. And it's even more disgusting when they try to tie religion into it and try to be like, oh, this is the go-to all of how, everything should be, when really nobody knows exactly how life is supposed to be and stuff. And it's like they're allowed to live their life however they want, but then they judge other people who are different from them. And it happened back in the past. It happens today. It will happen into the future. But hopefully we are educating people where you're not supposed to judge people on race, gender, sexuality, their height, their weight. And a lot more of the Gen Z type people are, they're really on the ball when it comes to this stuff and trying to make the world a better place. Granted, they are sometimes a little too preachy and everything, but it's like, they see the way people have messed this world up and they're trying to make it for the better. I remember there's like a video on YouTube about Gen Z people watching SNL for the first time. I haven't watched that video. I don't want to because I don't know if their reactions are going to be real or like a YouTube reaction, you know what I'm saying, where they're just pretending. But just like the thumbnail alone is like hilarious with like the girls are like in shock but laughing, but the black dude's in utter shock. Alrighty, well, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.